We're live, we're local, we're CBS3.
Tonight, Democrats rest their case. On the third day of the impeachment trial, more details come to light about the January riots. And delivering hot meals in cold temps, how delivery drivers are navigating a surge in orders during the pandemic. Plus, rural access, why it could be easier for remote areas of northwest Wisconsin to get their hands on the COVID vaccine.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 10.
Good evening, I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us tonight. Democratic House managers leading the impeachment trial of former President Donald Trump rested their case Thursday. They spent much of the day saying Trump not only incited the deadly Capitol riot on January 6th, but did nothing to stop it and felt no remorse. CBS News correspondent Natalie Brand has the latest from Capitol Hill.
I thought I was following my president. I thought I was following what we were called to do.
Using interviews as evidence, House managers argue rioters believe they were carrying out former President Trump's orders when they stormed the U.S. Capitol on January 6th.
Donald Trump told these insurrectionists to come to the Capitol and stop the steal.
And arguing the former president never expressed remorse over the siege, House managers warned that failing to convict him would do future harm.
He was showing defiance. He was telling us that he would do this again. That he could do this again.
The managers serving as prosecutors in the trial preemptively took aim at Mr. Trump's legal team's expected key argument of free speech.
He's been impeached for inciting violent insurrection against the government. Incitement to violent insurrection is not protected by free speech.
One of Mr. Trump's attorneys told reporters he expects to wrap their case in just a few hours, and he accused House managers of political weaponization.
The evidence they have, and under no circumstances, would make out a case for incitement.
Republican Senator Bill Cassidy says he wants to hear Mr. Trump's lawyers explain why he didn't call off the rioters and continued to falsely say the election was stolen.
But I don't make a decision until I've heard the other side.
But other GOP senators argue the end result is already known, saying there are not enough Republican votes to convict.
Some Senate Republicans say a vote on whether to convict the former president could come over the weekend. Meanwhile, Minnesota Senator Amy Klobuchar says evidence presented during the impeachment hearing is leaving an impact. She was among those rushed to safety during the insurrection on January 6th. In an interview on CBS this morning, Klobuchar said the hearing showed her things she missed during the chaos.
A lot of us weren't as scared as maybe we should have been, but we weren't scared because the police officers were there. And that moment where the officer is shrieking in pain, literally putting his body and got wedged in a door between this angry mob and all of us to protect us is what you don't forget.
Klobuchar says there will be discussions about how to better protect the Capitol in the future. Republicans in Minnesota are introducing legislation that would handcuff the governor's emergency powers. A group of about a half dozen House GOP members introduced the bill today. They are all former educators. It would take away Governor Tim Walz's power to unilaterally close schools. It would also ensure reopening decisions are handled at the local level by school board members, district officials, and more.
Families are being devastated by distance learning. It's taking a toll on academic achievement, mental health, and more. This is not disputed. I've heard that from the governor's office, I've heard it from MDE, and I've heard it from the big education special interest group.
A similar proposal passed its first committee hearing earlier this month in the state Senate. You'll soon be able to get a COVID-19 vaccine at a Wisconsin Walgreens. It's part of the federal retail pharmacy program. Starting this week, the federal government will ship nearly 18,000 doses of the Moderna vaccine to about 180 Walgreens locations across the state. That includes the pharmacy on Tower Avenue in Superior. Douglas County health officials say this will make a big difference in their vaccination efforts.
And I appreciate assistance from wherever we can get it, as long as it brings vaccine to our community.
Most of the stores picked are in Wisconsin's more rural areas. People 65 and older, healthcare workers, and first responders are all eligible to make an appointment. Wisconsin Republicans want to give more federal aid to school districts that reopen to in-person learning. State education officials had planned to distribute $65 million in federal coronavirus relief dollars across 172 school districts. Instead, the GOP Finance Committee decided to distribute the money according to how many in-person instruction hours those districts offer. Districts that offer more hours would get more aid. Committee Democrats say the move punishes schools that remain virtual. Republicans said it's time for the schools to reopen. All right, let's check in on the weather. Dave, it's been the same story all week. Very, very cold, wind chill advisory. No one wants to be outside. You just kind of hole up.
Yeah, it's another wind chill advisory tonight for two-thirds of our region, Minnesota and Wisconsin, looking at air temps to go towards 15 to 30 below for actual numbers. And you factor in the winds on top of that, it'll feel like 30 to 40 below plus. Although our friends in the Upper Peninsula, that's the third that doesn't have to deal with that tonight. They don't have to worry about the wind chill factor, but again, the actual air temp will be cold in their neck of the woods as well. Talking about the cold, look at today's high temperatures. I think we're having a little bit of a discrepancy with the Ely station. It was down a few hours ago, and now it says the high temp was 27 below. That's probably the morning low. But indeed, it is true the high was 8 below in Orr and only 1 below in Ashland. Tomorrow, a similar range of temperatures. For example, here in Duluth, we start at 20 below, and we finish at 6 below for an afternoon high. But an end is in sight to the cold snap. It'll still take a couple days, but I'll tell you when, coming up in a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. This year sure has put an extra emphasis on food delivery drivers. From navigating the pandemic to now bitter cold temperatures, CBS 3's Natalie Grant shows how one local pizza shop is stepping up to keep the Twin Ports fed.
Sub-zero temperatures can make leaving your home that much more difficult and more tempting to have things like food dropped at your door. But for pizza delivery driver Shane O'Brien, he's happy to step out into the cold for his job at a time where so many are losing theirs.
Restaurants are losing business, and all these people don't have jobs right now, and it's sad.
Over the past year, switching to curbside pickup and delivery have been a saving grace for Lee's Pizza in the Lincoln Park Craft District, who relied mostly on local business and tourism to keep them alive.
We actually dropped, I'm probably going to say about 60% of all the deliveries right around the Lincoln Park area with the craft district. Motels, with that dropped 70%.
Lee's owner, Terry Johnson, says he almost had to close at the beginning of the pandemic, but a steady amount of to-go orders have saved the shop.
We're grateful for them, you know, because they're the ones that are keeping us in business. They're the ones keeping the lights on and the door open. And we get a lot of support.
And for drivers like O'Brien, he says customers are just grateful for a warm pizza on a cold day delivered safely to their door.
Been getting a lot of tips, like 20s or 30, 50 bucks.
People are a little bit more appreciative.
Yep. Yes.
Johnson also said online ordering services like DoorDash have been extra helpful in getting meals out the door quickly for customers. After wilting sales in 2020, local flower shops are hoping Valentine's Day will grow their business. Julie Stabe owns the Roseman in Duluth. The pandemic forced her to shut down from March until June. More than 20 of her wedding clients canceled, and the shop lost thousands of dollars. She's hoping this Valentine's Day will be a saving grace for her shop.
Pretty excited. We have all our flowers in, or as much as I wanted to get in. I'm hoping people are going to want to get out and spread some love and, you know, show love and how much they care with roses or flowers.
So far, Stave says she has more than 500 orders, with more expected to come this weekend. Still to come on Live, local CBS 3 Montauk is hosting Ice Cross this year, and despite the brutal cold and the COVID-19 restrictions, the competitions carry on. See how next.
23 below this morning in the Twin Ports up over the hill, 4 below for the high. It'll be fairly chilly again tomorrow, similar temperatures. But on top tonight, we're looking at a chance for some light snow to boot, and we'll tell you what that's all about coming up after our break.
Live, local, CBS 3 News at 10 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, Kelly Hinson, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, local, CBS 3.
Join us weeknights for Live at 5 as we go around the Northland city by city.
Welcome to Medical Insight, a weekly healthcare feature brought to you by the experts at Essentia Health. Here's your host, Louis St. George.
Today on Medical Insight, Dr. Mark Scott, a trauma surgeon at Essentia Health, talks about frostbite.
If a person is wearing appropriate winter attire with gloves, boots, warm socks, long underwear, scarves, hats, things like that, the onset of frostbite can be greatly slowed, whereas a direct exposure of naked skin to the elements can produce frostbite injuries within minutes. If you or someone you know thinks that you may have experienced a frostbite injury, getting prompt medical attention can mean the difference between recovering from the injury, potentially with minimal long-term effects, versus something as catastrophic as losing fingers or toes or an entire hand or foot to amputation.
At Essentia, one treatment for frostbite is a drug called Alteplase, which alleviates blood clots.
Using Alteplase allows us to break down that clot and restore blood flow, and it's been shown to be very effective at saving people's fingers or toes or even more major injuries and avoiding the need for amputation. It's sort of paradoxical, but the times where we oftentimes see the most cases are actually at the beginning and end of the winter. When it's minus 30 outside, most people have the good sense to bundle up when they go outside.
Wind can greatly accelerate the onset of frostbite. For Medical Insight, I'm Louis St. George.
To learn more about this and other health topics, visit essentiahealth.org/medical insight.
Last year, when people were going hungry, Subaru and our retailers donated 50 million meals to Feeding America. And yet, 1 in 4 children may still face hunger. So as part of our love promise, Subaru and our retailers are doing it again, donating an additional 100 million meals to help those in need. Love, it's never been needed more than right now. Subaru, more than a car company.
CBS3 Weather is brought to you by Lulich Implement. Now, the CBS3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Even though it's bitterly cold out there, nature still has to take its course. And so towards Floodwood, John Dahlman this morning got this shot of a blue jay taking umbrage with a woodpecker. John says it was the woodpecker that won out in the end. So nature may get chilly and it may slow things down a little bit, but things don't completely stop. And if we can just hold on till Monday, temperatures will start to perk up at least a little bit. But it will be chilly now until then, and so we do still have to be cautious when out and about, especially during the overnights when the wind chill factor is at its worst. And for Minnesota and Wisconsin tonight, we are looking at another wind chill advisory, though there is no advisory for the UP, just plain cold there. Well, plain cold at the airport, too, in Duluth, 11 below already. 53% for our relative humidity, northwest wind. It's going 5 miles per hour. 30.6 inches of mercury is our barometric pressure on the high side at the surface, but there is a trough of lower pressure working over that tonight, kicking up some clouds and maybe a little bit of light snow as time goes on. Current temps, 3 below Watersmeet, 6 below Ironwood, 5 below Ashland and Hayward, 8 degrees below zero from Solon Springs up towards Superior, 15 degrees below zero in Cloquet and Silver Bay. Ely's number not coming in again, so yeah, they're having some problems with the sensor at the airport. 10 below towards Eveleth and Gilbert, 12 below Hibbing Chisholm, 11 below Grand Rapids, and almost 20 below already International Falls. So 15 to 30 below air temps, not out of the question. Wind chills 30 to 40 below for Wisconsin and Minnesota. Par for the course these days. Speaking of wind chills, already feels like 30 below towards Hibbing Chisholm Airport and Grand Rapids, and even close to 20 below in Ashland and Ironwood. Good night again to bundle up. Taking a look now at the small situation, at the close-up situation. Got some clouds that are trying to come in, and we've also got a couple of very light snow showers being kicked up by that trough of lower pressure up and over the surface dome of high pressure, the Arctic high. And the result's going to be perhaps a little bit of snow, probably not that much and not for that long, because by tomorrow the Arctic high flexes its muscles again and chases those clouds back away, and we stay cold through the weekend. But if the snow chance pays off, and it's a 20 to 30% chance for snow showers tonight, many Minnesotans may get just a trace, like a tenth in Hibbing, to as much as an inch in Ironwood in the snow belt, thanks to a little bit of lake influence. So really just the dusting, if the chance even pays off. Now tonight, there's Minnesota getting cold again, 15 to 30 below, 20% chance for the flurries. 30% chance for Wisconsin, Michigan, with lows there 15 to 20 below. For tomorrow, Wisconsin, Michigan highs 1 to 3 below with a mostly sunny sky. Minnesota high temps 8 below inland, 1 below right by the lake, mostly sunny sky. And with the extended forecast, the sunshine sticks around pretty much all week long. But the cold, the bitter cold, finally gives way to above zero temperatures on Monday. And we'll go to 10 above double digits on Tuesday, and maybe even 15 or 16 by next Wednesday and Thursday. So we may not break the back of the cold snap, but boy, we're going to twist it a little bit.
All right, thanks, Dave. A high-speed bruising competition starring athletes from across the globe returns to Superior this weekend. Montauk is holding ice cross. With the extreme cold and COVID restrictions in the mix, CBS3's Kendall Jarbo shares how athletes are still skating on.
60 ice cross riders from 6 different countries are headed to Montauk Resort for ice cross.
It feels like mountain biking, but down a track of ice. And yeah, it's got jumps just like skiing or snowboarding would, but it's iced over, and you wear your hockey gear and race to the bottom.
Born and raised in Duluth, Bianca Lott joined Kids Cross at age 11. Now 16, she signed up to compete in the main event as soon as she could.
I was nervous and didn't really want to talk to people, but everyone is so nice, and we just want to grow the sport and get as many people involved as possible.
Montauk's sales and marketing manager Bridget Duffy says crews have worked around the clock to prepare the track. In the race's 8th year at the resort, she's happy they're able to keep it going.
So to be able to still put this on, have people come out for it, and spend some time outdoors, it means a lot to us to be able to make this happen.
Competitors in the World Division will be split up in 3 different categories to adhere to travel restrictions. And the cold weather is not a problem.
The nice thing about having these cold temperatures like this is it's going to be clear weather. You're not going to have lots of snow or blizzard, and the ice, you're not worried about the ice conditions melting.
After a year of cancellations, Lott is looking forward to competing once again.
The track looks fun. It looks really steep this year, and I'm excited to get my skates on and try it out.
Ice Cross is Saturday from noon to 4. It's free to come out and watch. We do have more information at CBS3Duluth.com. Still to come, Kelly is in with another edition of Thursday Night Face-Off. Stay tuned for all the hockey highlights from around the region.
CBS3 Live Cams are brought to you by Kohler Chevrolet Buick GMC Cadillac. You're not just getting a car, you're getting Kohler.
Everything is on sale, plus 0% interest financing until 2024 during the President's Day sale at Home Furniture. This 2-piece sectional is now just $9.99 and free shipping when you spend $4.99 or more. The President's Day sale at Home Furniture.
New Duluth Auto is the Duluth used car dealer. We have plenty of makes and models to choose from. Nissan, Honda, Toyota, and we even carry multiple options for our most popular vehicle, the Subaru Forester. Large cargo space, all-wheel drive, what's not to love? All of our vehicles are priced under $20,000. To make these deals even sweeter, there is a 1 to 5 year warranty included on all vehicles. Give us a call, stop by, or view our inventory online at newduluthauto.net. Because here at New Duluth Auto, we are your Duluth used car dealer.
We pick up the phone because it's ringing. Hello, this is Sam. That's simple human sense.
Ask the Holden Insurance Agency if auto owners make sense for you.
Now's the time to get a great deal on select Kubota compact and subcompact tractors. Our reliable #1 selling tractors are designed for easy operation and feature all the performance-matched attachments needed to tackle any job. Right now, get 0 down and 0% APR for 60 months, plus save up to $1,000.
No one serves you better than Lulich Implement.
Join us at RJ Sport and Cycle February 15th through 20th for our first annual in-house boat show brought to you by Mercury Marine. Shop our remaining inventory or order to reserve your new 2021 boat powered by Mercury before it's too late. Attend one of our seminars from local pros such as Jared Houston of Houston's Guide Service, Billy Rosner from Wild Country Guide Service, and Grant Sorensen, host of Superior Angling. Food and beverages will be available for purchase Friday and Saturday. Check out our website for seminar signups and schedules.
It is the question that matters the most, that takes you behind the story.
It is a new day in America.
It drives everything we do, and without it, our purpose...
Don't forget this moment. Don't forget it.
And our freedom fade. This is why.
Homeworld Rugs Progressive Rug Sale. The more you buy, the more you save. Up to $500 off sale prices on any rug, $199 or more. Every shape, size, pattern, and color on sale now. Up to 46% off regular prices. The Progressive Rug Sale at Homeworld Rugs.
Dominate any terrain on a Polaris snowmobile from Duluth Lawn and Sport.
It is the question that matters the most. That takes you behind the story. Robert. It is the question. And without it, our purpose
That's news.
And our freedom fade. This is why.
Join us weeknights. We're live at 5 as we go around the Northland, city by city.
Happy Thursday, friends. Welcome into another edition of Thursday Night Face-Off. I'm your host, Kelly Hinseth. Quality high school hockey this evening, all week really, but tonight in particular, a great matchup down the road in Hermantown is where we start. Minnesota as the Hawks hosted fellow undefeated Grand Rapids. In for a good one at Hermantown Arena on My 9 Sports tonight. Two ranked teams in their respective classes going head-to-head. First period, Thunderhawks strike first. Sam Steer from the point off the rebound. Garrett Drotz there for the cleanup. And Grand Rapids takes a 1-0 lead. Hawks quickly have an answer in the form of Zan Plant with a beauty of a pass over to Cole Antcliffe, who does the rest, and we're tied at 1. To the second we go. Thunderhawks come out hot. Justin Kerr takes control from Jack Peart. He shoots, he scores to retake the lead, but not for long. Hermantown with another answer. This time it's Minnesota's goals and points leader Sam Plant, who matches. Still the second. Plant now showing off the absolute lethal shot that he has. All in his lonesome on the power play. Hawks retake the lead, but again, not for long. Hunter Bishop takes the feed from Pierre. That would tie things up at 3 heading into the third. So buckle up. But under 2 minutes to go in this one, a beauty of a play from Plant. Sneaks the pass out to Aaron Pionk, who puts it in. That's the game winner. They add one more for good measure on the empty netter. Hawks stay undefeated. They win 5-3 the final. Well, Duluth Denfeld is ranked 19th in Class A. They were on top of the hill tonight, taking on Duluth Marshall. Off the opening face-off, a Hilltopper turnover leads to this. Caden Postel straight to the cookie jar. 12 seconds in, Denfeld has the lead. And that really set the tone of this one. Later in the first, Connor McClure turns on the afterburners and buries it. It's 2-0 after a period. More from the same in the second. Joe Udd from the point, a scramble in front. Sam Karch finally puts it away. They add 3 more in the second and go on to win handedly 7-1 the final. Up on the range in Coleraine, Minnesota, Greenway aiming to make it 2 straight as they welcomed in Virginia MIB. Early on, the goalies took control of this one. Tom Nemanic with the clapper, but Raiders goalie Nathan Jurgensen snags it with his glove. On the other end, much of the same. Ian Kangas making it look easy when it shuts down the Greenway scoring chance. Just under 7 to go in the first. Blue Devils break through. Ben Irvin on cleanup duty from right out front. Virginia MIB takes the 1-0 lead. They go on to get 2 more. They win 3-1 the final. And other scores from boys high school hockey on the evening. Evelyn Gilbert hosting North Shore. 4 different scorers for the Golden Bears. They also go on to win handedly 7-1 the final. Still to come, we've got girls highlights from Proctor Hermantown, who are looking to stay undefeated. You don't want to miss it. You're watching Thursday Night Face-Off on CBS3.
Local news and local weather here on CBS3.
I had gone 20 years essentially without smiling. My dental phobia was strong, and the idea of coming in and being able to sleep through the whole thing, that's heaven. That right there is heaven. In terms of an experience, I promise you, it will be the easiest dental experience you've ever had.
Never be afraid at the dental office again. Call us today for a free sedation consultation.
Hi, folks. Joe Namath here, and if you're on Medicare, this is important.
You're now entitled to eliminate copays and get dental care, dentures, eyeglasses, prescription coverage, in-home aids, unlimited transportation, and home-delivered meals, all at no additional cost. Plus, your zip code may have coverage with the Give Back benefit that adds money back to your Social Security check every month. Look, with the uncertainty of the virus and vaccines, you need to get everything you're entitled to. Here's the bottom line. Call to get significant benefits at no additional cost and see if your zip code has coverage with the Give Back benefit. Millions of people have trusted the Medicare Coverage Helpline. You can too. Call now. It's free.
Call 1-800-916-5591. That's 1-800-916-5591 now.
Brighten up your home and save big money right now at Menards. Stop in and check out our great selection of over 230 in-stock Fight electric LED bulbs. Great for all of your fixtures. These LED 60-watt equivalent bulbs use 83% less energy than standard bulbs. Available in soft white or daylight color temperatures. Pick up a 4-pack for only $3.99. Start saving now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
Our schools provide so much more than just learning support.
The school year didn't start out the way that we wanted it to, but who's to say it won't be better at the end?
We need to slow the spread so our economy has a chance to recover.
So our kids can be in school and be on the ice.
And we can keep our friends and families safe. For our students and teachers.
For our essential workers.
For the people you love.
Thank you for doing your part. Go Hunters!
Everything that happens on a day-to-day basis in terms of news, no matter what happens in news, weather is always constant, weather is always changing as well. So it's still an important role as the meteorologist to kind of still stay grounded and to kind of just know that role and what to take and kind of just make sure you're delivering what's the most important for your viewers. But then also I like to touch base on the national things. All of those news stories also tie in with weather stories because they do go kind of hand in hand.
Watch Jenna and Caitlin in the morning at 5 and 6 a.m.
Welcome back into Thursday Night Face-Off. On the girls' side, we had another great matchup. The Mirage have yet to drop a game this season at a perfect 5-0. Meanwhile, Grand Rapids Greenway has been hot this year, but they were looking to snap a 2-game losing streak tonight. Both those losses by just a goal. So here we go. Just a minute in. Mirage wasting no time. Puck thrown in front of the net, and Natalie Berg is there on cleanup duty to put back the puck. It's 1-0. Just 2 minutes later, Grand Rapids Greenway with a response on the power play. Shot from the point. Callie Reed there to bury it. The rebound to tie it at 1. But here comes Proctor Hermantown still in the first. Mirage shorthanded. Alyssa Watkins taps home the loose puck on the goal to give Mirage the lead again. And they add final moments of the period. Check out the play by Hannah Graves. The Deke and able to regather the puck for the goal. Mirage remain unbeaten. They down Grand Rapids Greenway 10-2, the final. Some flashback highlights. Taking a look at some action from earlier this week, WIAA section semifinals between Superior and New Richmond. First period, Tigers strike first. Reese Hubner with a shot out front scores to make it a 1-0 game, but Spartans have an answer as Robert Powell picks the pocket of his defender, capitalizes by putting the puck in the net to even things at 1 apiece. Tigers get one back as Andrew Rude fires the centering pass for the equalizer. It's 2-2. So we go to the third. Puck goes out to Lucas Williams. He fires and scores to put the Spartans on top with the clock winding down. Just a few minutes later, scrum in front of the net somehow. Kaden Laya makes the puck go in, and Superior has a 2-goal lead. They move on. They'll play Rice Lake tomorrow. 4-3, they win the final. Down at Northwoods Credit Union Arena this week, just the third game of the season for Denfeld, back from a COVID pause. A similar theme in this one, get going fast. Less than 2 minutes in, it's those brothers McClure, Cooper, and Connor. They find each other. Denfeld sets the tone with an early lead, but CEC would get a power play shortly after and turn it back the other way. Logan Dushkin gets one in through traffic. It was Denfeld, though, who had the last push with 20 seconds left in the frame. Zib Karch, are you kidding me? Breaks out the old sandwich while falling down. So good. You got to see that one twice. It was 3-1 after 1. Denfeld goes on to win it. 7-4, the final. To college hockey, the UMD women's hockey team just can't seem to catch a break in 2021. They've had 6 games postponed so far due to COVID-19 concerns, including their series in Mankato this upcoming weekend. Minnesota State has paused all of their team operations this week and are expected to let UMD officials know if they'll be ready for next weekend's series that's supposed to take place at Amsoil. Head coach Maura Kroll says it's obviously been tough, disrupting any sort of rhythm the team had going on their current 3-game win streak.
This is when you want to be playing your best hockey. So we build towards February, and it's disappointing. Trust me, these guys are competitors. They're elite athletes. They want to play. They know what's on the line. But at the same time, once you get used to it and you know the culture that we're living in right now, you know, they take it and they're very resilient. They move on. We go out and practice. They manage well. It's frustrating, but they know.
And some disappointing pro news. Former Bulldog and St. Louis Blues defenseman Scott Perunovich will be sidelined for the rest of the regular season as he is scheduled to have surgery on his left shoulder tomorrow. The reigning Hobie Baker Award winner was in his first full season with the St. Louis Blues, a part of the taxi squad. The team also announced they expect Perunovich to make a full recovery before the start of next season. Well, that's going to do it for Thursday Night Faceoff. We'll be right back after the break.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health St. Mary's Heart and Vascular Center. Don't avoid care during COVID-19. Ask your doctor how to stay heart healthy.
As medical professionals, we work hard to protect our families and neighbors.
Access North has partnered with the Minnesota Department of Health to be a COVID community coordinator.
Thank you, Access North, for being an advocate and a resource for people with disabilities.
Contact Access North Center for Independent Living, your local COVID community coordinator resource for people with disabilities.
Mask up and keep each other safe, Minnesota.
This year's been just a huge year. We've had everything going on with the pandemic. It's hard to not have your heart go out to those people, the millions that have been impacted by that. That's why we do what we do, to try and keep people in the know. What's going on with this? When is it going to end? When's the vaccine going to be here? How is this impacting you? Where are resources to help you get through the pandemic and keep you and your family safe through all of this?
For coverage that matters most to you, tune to live local CBS3.
Mining. It's a part of Minnesota's history that affects everyone in the Northland still to this day. From environmental issues to economics and so much more. Join me, Kristen Baki, every Tuesday for Eye on Mining, a fair and unbiased report that answers the tough questions surrounding the world of mining.
Eye on Mining with Kristen Baki. Tuesdays at 10 only on live local CBS3. Brought to you by Iron Mining Association.
Epilepsy can affect anyone with a brain.
It does not discriminate.
If you have a brain,
you can get epilepsy.
But here's something that's just as important to know.
Anyone with a brain can affect epilepsy.
So let's use our brains to do just that.
Let's change the way people think about epilepsy.
To find cures.
Because if all of us can get epilepsy,
all of us can end epilepsy.
We just need to use our brains.
Let's use our brains.
Let's use our brains.
Let's use our brains to end epilepsy.
When most people have ended their day,
ours is just starting. Good morning, I'm Jenna Wells.
When news and weather happen overnight, we're there.
As stories break in your neighborhood,
you can count on us to bring you the details.
For scores and more, we've got you covered. Hi, I'm Kelly Hinseth.
Why? Because the news that matters to you matters to us.
Plus, this is our home, too.
We're live.
We're local. We're CBS3.
Men's wardrobe provided by Mainstream Fashions for Men, celebrating 30 years in business in 2021 with 30% off store-wide, downtown Duluth.
Well, thank you so much for watching Thursday Night Face-Off tonight. Remember, My9 Sports is your home for high school and Bulldog hockey this season. Here's a look at the rest of the schedule for high school hockey here on My9 Sports. We still got plenty to go, folks. On next Tuesday, a good one should be Duluth-Denfeld at Hermantown, followed by Greenway, Virginia. I'm really looking forward to that Duluth East-Hermantown matchup on March 9th. For a full list of games, you can head to our website, cbs3duluth.com, as well as the UMD men's schedule. You can look forward to UMD at Western Michigan. They look to extend their 6-game winning streak against the Broncos in Kalamazoo this weekend. The Broncos were swept here just 2 weeks ago in Duluth. Both games, again, on the My Night Sports Network. Puck drop is at 5 on Friday and Saturday at 3. Thank you so much for watching. Have a good night.